Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my review for Saving Mr. Banks, which is a brand new Disney film. Yes, I know, another one. We just had Frozen, which is still making money, and now we have a brand new one. But this one is actually a live action film, and it's based on a true story. A true story on how Mary Poppins got turned into a movie, and all the troubles that happened with that. So, there you go. Saving Mr. Banks was a movie I was really looking forward to. I mean, I love Tom Hanks, and he's playing Walt Disney. That's great. I love Emma Thompson. I think she's great, and she's playing the writer, who I know nothing about. And I heard it was just a really good movie before I even went to go see it. So, hey, I love Disney. I love when they do a live-action movie that isn't crappy, like, I don't know, The Pacifier. So, hey, I'm looking forward to it. So what did I think of Saving Mr. Banks? Let's talk about the story. The story for Saving Mr. Banks, of course, follows P.L. Travers, the writer of Mary Poppins, played by Emma Thompson, who never wanted her book to become a movie. Never. She wanted her character to be hers and that alone. Just hers. That's it. But of course, you know, she had a lot of financial struggles. She didn't really want to make a new book. She wasn't doing anything. So she decided, okay, fine, the book isn't selling anymore. I'll do the movie as long as I can see the production. I can oversee it and I can make changes whenever I want to. And of course, Walt Disney's like, okay, and of course he's played by Tom Hanks. And the whole movie is pretty much that, where she comes to the Disney studios. A bunch of stuff happens. She's like, no, I don't want that to happen. And then, of course, they have to change it. And they do a lot of flashbacks where you see her when she's younger. She's like 9 or 10, with her father, played by Colin Farrell. And you get to see why she's kind of strict and kind of a bitch when she's older. Sorry, bad language. But you get to see why she's like that later on in her life. So I really like that they actually put the flashbacks in there. Because if there was no flashbacks, you would just think she's an angry woman for no reason. But because they have that, I really actually started to really warm up to this person. So there you go, there's the story. What I found strange about this film is that it feels like a Disney fairy tale in some way. I mean, it's directed kind of like that. Even like the cinematography and the way some of the lines are read. And even just some of the moments. Like there's a part where, actually I shouldn't spoil this, but let's just say there's a singing and dancing scene later on in the film that feels straight up like a Disney film. But the thing is that it's actually based on something that happened with Disney. I don't know why that blows my mind. It just feels weird, but it really does work, especially the drama. Oh my god, this movie is actually really touching at times. And at the end, I choked up a little bit. You know, I didn't cry, but hey, you know what? I felt emotions. There were a lot of emotions in me. This is the emotion sign for me. That's emotion swirling up inside. And I thought it was a very emotional movie, especially since you start off really not liking this character, and then at the end you really do feel bad for her. You really do. And hey, I love that. I really did. So yeah, the story here is just fantastic in my opinion. It really is. It's very unique in a way too. So yeah, there you go. There's the story. Now, while the story is fantastic, the acting, oh my god, the acting is so good in this film. Oh boy. Alright, first of all, you have Emma Thompson, who plays P.L. Travers. And I have to say right here, Emma Thompson not only should be nominated for an Oscar, I think she should win. She is so good in this film. And you, like I said, there's a lot of character development for this person who is actually a person. But you start to hate her in the beginning, but you love her at the end. And she sells that perfectly. And she's so good in this. There's a lot of really funny moments. There's a lot of really sad moments. And she sells every single one of them. She is great in this film. I can't even say enough about her. She is so good. Tom Hanks is great as Walt Disney. If I had any problem with him, is that he's not in the film too much, which sucked. But whenever he was in the film, he was just chewing, I wouldn't even say chewing the scenery. He was just good. He was Tom Hanks good. If you like Tom Hanks, you think he's a good actor, you're not going to be disappointed with this. He is great as Walt Disney. You have side players like Paul Giamatti, who is really good, who plays P.L. Travers' limo driver. He was really good in this film. You got people like Jason Schwartzman, what's his name, P.J. Byrne. Like, a lot of really good supporting actors. But the one that really surprised me, the one that actually touched me the most, in my opinion, was Colin Farrell. I am blown away because I like Colin Farrell, but he hasn't been showing his acting chops recently. I think the best movie he was in, that like he was actually the best in, was probably Seven Psychopaths, and even that he was overshadowed by other people. Here, I think even though he has Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson to contend with, he is so good, and every time he was on screen, I loved the scene because he was so good, very charismatic, very funny, just very I don't know, just charismatic. He was really good on screen. So every time he was on there, I was really into the film. And I was into the film the entire time, but I was really into it when he was on screen. I thought he was so good. So there you go. Great acting from everybody. But Colin Farrell really blew me away here. He was so good. So yeah, there you go. There's the acting. So overall, Saving Mr. Banks is a really powerful and really touching film, and even though it ends kind of sad, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to leave being happy in this film. Like, just leaving happy, like, yeah, I'm happy. Oh man, it's a good day. I did. Even though it ended kind of sad, it was still good. It was just a good movie all the way through, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I had laughs. I teared up a little bit, just a little bit. I had some really powerful acting, some really good writing, great cinematography. They got the look of Disney from the 1960s, like at least from what I know from Disney from the 60s, perfectly. So there you go. There is my review for Saving Mr. Banks. I loved it. I'm gonna give it a 38 out of 40. There's so many good movies this year. There's so many. I love this film. This is so good. So there you go. There's my review for Saving Mr. Banks. Thank you and goodbye.